Officer Success Stories, brought to you by the Mortgage Sense team. I'm Josh Blair, and today we have AJ Pasquali from Element Home Loans. AJ, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely, Josh. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. So I invited AJ on because he's what I would call a young gun, somebody up and coming that is setting the world on fire. And so I figured there's some things that we can learn. We don't always have to talk to the old guys. We can talk to some of the young guys too, and that's AJ. He's killing it out there. So AJ, can you tell us a little bit? How did you get into the mortgage business?
Yeah, so I would kind of say it's a family thing.
Okay.
My dad has been in the business for over 30 years. He's one of the principals of Element Home Loans. And my mom was on the real estate side. So she was the top producing real estate agent for Keller Williams for over 10 years. So I kind of grew up into it. It's not something that I envisioned doing while I was in college. I'm going to be completely transparent about that. I went to college in Greensboro, North Carolina. I played football at a small school up there. And I studied sports business and minored in communication. So it wasn't something that I was necessarily eyeing from when I got to college. But it was something that I was always intrigued by the real estate market just from being in it my whole life. I really feel like I had a front seat of watching my dad and my mom work. And halfway through college, I realized, hey, like this might be something that I'm interested in getting into. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I graduated in 2016, and 2 months later, I was in the business. So,
it seems like everybody I'm talking to says, they had a family member, their father, their sister, their brother, that got them into it. What do you think that is? What do you think is driving that?
I don't know. I mean, for me personally, it was just, I've been around a lot of the people at Element my whole life, and I kind of consider them family. So kind of seeing what was, because I've seen Element since day one. I was a part of it. I mean, I remember when I think I was 12 when, Element was opened up, and, I just kind of having that front row seat. I've always it's just something that it's weird. It's like, you can't explain like why we do this, but like going out to places in our hometown and seeing people come up to my parents and be like, hey, like, I did their first loan, and like helping people and like having that, like, wow, like my parents had a hand in helping somebody make the biggest purchase of their life, and like watching them grow into that home. Now with social media, we can see it even more. So it's kind of, I would just say, I always just thought it was really cool, like just simple as that. And that's why I wanted to get into it.
You got to see firsthand how it is actually touching people's lives.
Yeah, like I think it's pretty cool that now I can say that we've changed people's lives, helping them buy a home and helping them raise a family and turn a house into a home. I know it's kind of cheesy, but it's true.
It sounds cheesy, but it is true.
Yeah.
It is. So talk to me about your team. What kind of team do you have around you, helping support you?
So my processor is Betsy D. Pasquale. She's amazing. Pretty cool for me because I've known her my whole life. She was my dad's processor when he started, and then she's been my processor when I started. So she would, from getting a loan from to clear to close. She's my right hand. She's helping me with all the conditions and all that stuff. I have a loan officer assistant, Vanessa. Iannoni. She's pretty integral in helping me with my marketing, my database, reaching out to clients. Initially, we do some stuff on the initial end, from, getting, someone's pre-qualified. We send out cookies. When they get under contract, we send out popcorn. She kind of helps me. We try to switch it up. And then I have obviously my underwriting team, my closer, the setup team, the disclosure team. I mean, everybody's just such an integral. There's so many hands in the process that people don't understand, but that's kind of my core. I would say would be Betsy and Vanessa.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about Vanessa's support of you. How does, obviously sending out cookies, does she do, pulling in the apps, and she does the initial review and you do the sales? How do you guys handle it?
Yeah, so she's not licensed. So she does like a lot of, I would say she helps me out more on the marketing side. Okay. She'll do some of the initial setup with file contacts. She'll get it ready for disclosure. She'll pull some of the tax stuff. I like having I do stuff a certain way. I do a lot of the things up front. I use our underwriting help desk. I'm probably sending scenarios over numerous times a week because I try to have everything done up front so I can close in 10, 15 days if needed. And I already have all that stuff. So she's more on the support side from, helping me get meetings with realtors or network meetings and stuff of that nature, more of a marketing side.
Okay. Like a business development rep.
Yeah, that's perfect title.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's cool. So how does, well, you know what? I'm not even going to ask that question. Let's go a different direction. If you were to look back, in the last 8 years and you said, hey, this X year was my best year. Here's where I really had a ton of success. Without going into the specifics that you don't want to go into, what would you say that year was and what drove that success?
I mean, during COVID, I think it was 22 or 2021 was my highest year. I did just over 19 million that year.
Nice.
And one of my goals was by the time I'm 28, by the time I turned 30, I wanted to make the elite circle because I've always seen my parents go on these trips. And I'm like, I want to be there one day. So
the elite circle being the this is the year-end trip for all the top sales agents at Element, and it's the creme de la creme, if you will.
Yeah. So that was I'm extremely goal oriented. I write down my goals on a yearly basis, and I update them throughout half of the year, just to kind of adjust if we're doing better, if we're doing worse, like what I need to do. I'm going to be honest. I do think a lot of it had to do with the market at the time. Rates, I had a lot of people buying. I work with mainly first time home buyers, especially early on in my career. So a lot of I just think that it timed up for me really well. Because it wasn't my first year in the industry at that time. I mean, I've been in it for 7 years. I've been licensed for about 6 years. So the timing of it for me, the rates dropping, and just the way I attacked my database, I would say was an integral part on how I grew. I use social media a lot just to connect with people. I don't use it necessarily like DMing people like, hey, this is what I do. I try to get a lot of meetings from social media. Just finding new realtors, because everyone's posting on. I personally use Facebook the most. Okay. I think it just all really timed up for me from that whole standpoint. Really well.
So you were entrenched enough that you knew what you're doing, and you were able to kind of, strike while the iron was hot, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I have goals of getting back to that 19 million. Last year we were somewhat close. I really want to get back to that. I would love to be at 20 million. Is kind of my reach for the stars goal for this year. Okay.
So what are you doing to get there? What are you changing up?
Yeah, no. I've been kind of getting back to the basics. I know with Kevin, I had a conversation as a branch in the beginning of the year of getting back to the basics, Kevin was someone that was very integral that he needed to get back to the basics, picking up the phone and calling people. And I think that's what I've just kind of got more in touch with my network, I would say. I think that's what's really helped me grow. And I think this year I'm off to a good start. I'm really happy on, the trajectory of the year. And it is just literally getting back to the basics, keeping up with your CRM. I'm going to meet with my realtors that I've already had a connection with more frequently instead of just a couple times a year. Yeah. Meeting new realtors, obviously, and just telling everybody what you do. I went to get coffee yesterday, and I was just talking to the coffee owner. Like, yeah, I'm in mortgages, and because I was just asking him about the area. And literally, when I was there was a realtor and a buyer looking at our area, and they stopped to get coffee. And I got a business card, and I met the buyer.
Nice.
So just telling everybody what you do.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, best of luck in hitting that $20 million goal. I know you can do it. You're killing it already. But I look forward to your career and seeing what you can do.
Awesome.
So
you.
thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, guys. If you want to hear more loan officer success stories, subscribe, share the video with a friend. This just helps us tell us that we're giving you the information that you like. AJ, thanks again. You have a great day.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for having me.
All right, bye.